This is Outlandish Zicky Dice, and you're watching the best of old school and new school. This is the Nation Network. Outlandish.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're going to get into another creation here from the Ultra Pro Wrestling lineup that'll be coming out with the games dropping well, I don't know when it's coming out, but I'm guesstimating a year or so from now. Lights, camera, action. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Neil Hoopa. Hoopa. Now we all know what slow ahead if you please means. DHCW's in the house as well. Welcome, gentlemen. Hope everybody's having a wunderbar day. Okie dokes. Let's see here. Bump that real quick. Anyone that's new to the channel or just checking this thing out for the first time, I've done a bunch of these creations already based on the Hal Haney artwork that will be featured as the characters in the upcoming title, Ultra Pro Wrestling. You can go and get a bunch of them right now. My variations of them, of course, here on the 2K product, which I cannot wait to say goodbye to. If you're on the 2K product, whether doesn't matter what platform it is, really, just do a search for hashtag OneNation as you see it right there. The number one in the word nation, and almost everything in that photograph, if not everything, everything in that picture right there is up online and available right now. You can go grab it and have your own little HCW universe going on if you so choose. We're going to be going for about an hour. It's going to be a pretty simple build, I think. And after that, I encourage you to go check out UPW's YouTube channel, where they'll be having their weekly episode of Q&As about the game's development, what's happened in the past 7 days or so. And at 6 o'clock, 6:05 to be more precise, I invite you to come right back here for our weekly episode of a program called Monday Night Blast. And that will feature the stars of Ultra Pro Wrestling. It'll also give you an opportunity to participate in the Pick'em Challenge. The Pick'em Challenge is where, as the matches are announced and you see who's going to be fighting, you pick who the winner's going to be before the match begins. Keep track of your wins and losses throughout the card, and then at the end of the night, whichever one of you has the best win-loss record will have an opportunity to then tell me if there's a wrestler on the roster that you want that I haven't uploaded, because some of them I'm going to be hanging on to for a while. But if there's one in particular that you want, you can tell me, and then I will make an opportunity for you to get that one. Pretty simple, a little bit of fun, gives you some participation and a vested interest in the outcome of the matches. So there's that. That'll be at 6:05. Roy Long, how you doing? Been a long time. See what I did there? You see how I did that? Dadgum, I amaze myself sometimes. All right, let me get my visual arts up on the screen so I know what I'm looking at. And just so you guys know, that is what I'm looking at. That is what we're going to be making today. This is the man known as VIP. He's the bodyguard for... doesn't really say for who. Now, I already know who I think I'm going to be using him for, but I won't tell you that. That's to come. All right, so let's jump in here and let's go to a new custom male superstar. Like I said, this should be a relatively quick build. Definitely going to be a powerhouse. Boom. Got that there. And as always, I usually start with no, but let me see something. Streetwear might save us a few steps. Or professional, I think here's one down here. Formal wear? Formal wear, let's see. Dadgum, I kind of like that outfit, even though it doesn't really quite work for what we're going for. And I do try to keep it as close to the original artwork as possible. Past. There's one for a professional, I think, but it's more going to be like doctors and occupational. Sorry, occupational. Hello. Yeah, see, that's going to save us a bunch of steps. Even has the sunglasses on, so there we go. Did I say this is going to be a quick one? VIP. Boom. This new controller still has a little bit of jump to it. And I like to just remove the names. Although in this case, let's see, we can do this one though. I don't like the ones that sound sort of like it, but it's not really. It just gets annoying after a while, so I generally just keep them all out. But in this case, we can do the letters. Let's jump over to here to the head size. We're going to give him more of a block style head. I normally like to work that one down there in the back a little bit. So, all right, let's go. Go 70 on the width. I think we'll leave the height right where it's at. Everything else is good. Let's see, the mouth, we want to get some additional width going on there. Like I said, he's an angry guy, so we want to keep that going. Like I said, he's got a really strong jawline here, so we want to try and capture that as well here as best we can. Damn, Roy, getting over COVID. Good for you. That's probably a bit of a rough ride, isn't it?
Blazed Radio in the house.
Yeah, what's going to fix and what's going to get broker. Yep. You know, it's funny you're mentioning the patch, and I was just looking at, when the game loads up and it shows you 1.09, and I'm like, they're probably only going to drop maybe 3 more patches on this thing, and that ain't enough to fix it. I think if we got 4 patches, that would be a miracle. I mean, I would think they probably have the kids already working on 24. All right, let's jump into the attires now. Yeah, Roy, I have no doubt about it. .69 coming soon, yeah. There should be a 69 patch. Actually, it's not really a 69 patch because that would suggest that you're receiving something as well, and you're not. There's the prison patch coming next, where you just bend over and you take it up the ass. That's the one. ICW, what have you done with the game, though? Have you played universe mode? Have you tried creating original content with characters like I'm doing now? Or do you just generally play the main roster? Or are you actually one of those people that plays the faction mode, which I don't meet too many of those. All right, hit our clothing here, go to the head. We're going to lose the hat, but keep the glasses. We might change the glasses, though. Let's see. Because based on Hell's illustration, I think we have a pair that are so close to that. Kind of a rectangulish. Yeah, here they are. Let me see. Yeah, we'll go with those. Go with the metallic so that we get that shine off of them. And we'll go upper body. So what we want is, this is a triple, or a double-breasted rather. So I'm going to see if we don't have that option here, and I'm pretty sure we do. Or maybe we have to make it ourselves. Hold on a moment. So like, here's the vest. Is there a way? No, I don't think it'll let you layer these. Let's see what we can pull out here. Not that one. If we can't do the double breast, we'll pull probably that one that we just had up a moment ago. Or this one actually might be even better. See, I was originally thinking the Bobby Heenan thing might work, but no. Got a feeling the jacket vest combo is not going to happen. Online GM mode. Jeez, you are somebody that likes to walk the tightrope, aren't you? So you don't have invisible titles, like when you try to have a championship match and the guy comes out, or even a non-title match for that matter, but the champion comes out holding the belt that's actually not there? There you go, Neil. That's more like it. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. The only thing... Well, let me see something if the colors are individualized. See, that won't make it worthwhile then. Good. But that was close. We got a vest under a jacket. It is a yellow. Although, oddly enough, it's coming up with different colors altogether right now. Isn't that funny? We're in the greens, but the shirt's going yellow. And look what it just did to the button, too. That's gonna suck. We'll see if we can put a splosh on top of it there, hopefully. Alright, let's see if we can cover that button up. It might work, but based on past experience, it's not going to cooperate. This time it does. Okay. Not gonna argue. Much as I love the look of the gloves on him, lower arm, right side. See, I don't think it'll show with the jacket though, but he's got a pretty impressive wristwatch on here. Yeah, nothing's going to really show through there. Alright, well, in that case, we'll just go to that. Can barely see him up there. Just going to leave it as is. Not worth spending the extra time on it if you can't get it to show up. Images vanishing from arenas, he says. I believe you. It's Speaking of games that have launched that aren't really functioning properly, apparently the new Star Wars game is getting bashed reviews for being as bad as some of the worst titles like Days Gone at release, Cyberpunk, which that's not the kind of company you want to be in, by the way. All sorts of crashing going on. The Last of Us Part 1 for the PC. These are the games that it's being compared to in breakage. Thank you, Andrew. All right, lower body. We're going to just stick with what we have here. And we're going to go color. And for the shoes. Those little long pants is not gonna. Oh, wait, I stand corrected. This will work. Nope. There we go. Because you can see the socks pretty much exactly like that in the drawing. On PC for which game? Star Wars, I heard, is really bad on console. Crash-wise. All right, and we're going to give him that little kerchief here. Let's go with images. And hey, we now have triangles this year, so let's use that. Doesn't actually have a pocket to put it in, but that's all right. You go there. Material. We'll go with cloth. And color, it's like this burgundy red. Now we're going to add a little bit of a texture to it if we can pull this off. And what I like to do is this. There's a few of these down here that would be good for this, actually. I think this is going to work. What this is going to do is basically give it that textured, as if it's kind of crumpled up in there. Okay, once again, we're going to go to cloth on the material. Although, we'll go satin on this one. Because what that's going to do is automatically have that change to the color, but we're going to change the color anyway. Because it's supposed to be shadows, so we're going to drop it down. And I think I'm going to go back to cloth on it because I'm not liking the mishmash. Let's see. Do I like matte better? No, I think cloth. Keeping it the same. And then the last thing we're going to do is basically put the pocket in that doesn't exist. That. Then we're going to go to that original brown for the jacket. And just a dark enough difference that you can kind of see the edges. Can also hit the emboss on it a little bit. That'll help it pop and give it an effect that there is an actual pocket there. And put that there. And bring that up just a skosh. And that pretty much takes care of that. Let's hit our appearances. The hair's got to go. So he's got a really tight cut going on here. Let's start at the top. We're going to stick with that one right there. Go to hair dyes. He's got no mustache, no beard. Get and make that elliptical as big as you can. Because all we're going to do is darken in the sides as much as it'll allow, so it looks like he has more than just that tight buzz going on, because the in-game character actually has hair on the sides. Now, if I really wanted to, I could put some of those tattoo style images in there and kind of create a deeper hairline on the sides. But I get a feeling that might not look so hot. We can give it a quick shot though, just for fun. Go to face paint. Nope. Take that back. Images. Oh, they already have a... I guess they'd have to get a patch out pretty quick, man. That's a big title to be dropping and not have it ready for consumption. Let me see. So if I was going to do this, which I'm 90% sure I'm... Just because I'm putting these in doesn't mean I'm keeping them in. Just taking a look at options, that's all. This is where you start getting into the let's see. What do you guys think? Better with or without the created hairline? Neil says with. Let me see something here. order for it to blend. Let me see something else here. Probably go without the sideburns. Doesn't really look like he has anything major in the way of sideburns. Actually, it looks like he doesn't have them. Jeez, I don't know, man. A lot of people have been asking. I know that I kind of want to have some of that. It would fit well with this. All right, this is a big son of a gun here, so... Oh, he's got an earpiece going. Then we got some more buttons we got to deal with. There's one underneath the suit, didn't catch that. Yeah, what I heard is anything that's in Community Creations that doesn't have a tire, you can't add a tire to it or it crashes the game. You know, in the past, they had the in-game story characters available to play. You know, Cole Quinn has been there, and El Ordinario's been in there, and all the other ones, too, for that matter, in past. So why they wouldn't do it this year? 2K just always finds a way to give it to you. Last one is actually under the sports coat. So it's going to take a little more negotiating. Yeah, you see the problem with that's going to be is it wants to go on the top layer all the time. I got most of it. This is just looking a little too flat and painted on for me, so we're going to try and add a little bit of a contour. Give it a shadow. I like the wire thing going on there. I'm going to leave that there. Since he's supposed to be like an enforcer slash bodyguard. See if we can find some big bodyguard looking. There you go. Then you gotta make him angry. Let's see. That's pretty close right there. One of these up here was a good fit. Now I got to figure out which one it is. There it is. Yeah, I think we're going to stick with that. We can leave him from New York. What the hell? All right. Well, I think that's about the way he's going to look. Mr. VIP. Gotta figure out what the VIP stands for. Well, and we're right about on time. So again, I would recommend and suggest that we all bounce over and check out the official UPW channel, because they should be having their Q&A session starting right about now if they're on time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as we've created VIP. We'll be seeing him right here on the Nation Network in the not-too-distant future, so you'll be able to say, hey, I remember when they were building him. Make one of your own if you like, and remember that we've got a bunch of stuff of our own available for you to download right now. If you want to go and jump on there, it's One Nation, the number one, the word nation. And there's already like 11 roster members that you could add and create your own Ultra Pro World until the real thing drops. So from now until then, I want to bid you a fond adieu. Who's that saying that all the time? Yeah. All right, folks, I'll see you in the next time right here on the Nation Network. Remember, 6:05, come on back. We're going to be doing the UPW Monday Night Blast. See you then.